Welcome to the studios of WCMU Public Media. This time a first-round matchup between Coleman and Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart. We've got that for you coming up next. Hello again, everyone. I'm David Nicholas, and welcome to Quiz Central. This time, students from Coleman are taking on the team from Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart in a 16-team single elimination tournament. Top teams from Quiz Central will qualify for the NAQT High School National Championship Tournament. All right, let's get to our game. The first round is the Maroon and Gold Rush. Teams will have 2 minutes to answer as many toss-up questions as they can. If a player answers incorrectly, the opposing school has an opportunity to answer the question. Teams may not consult during this round. Players will receive a 1-second penalty if they ring in before a toss-up question has been read completely. That'll be indicated by an orange light above their name. Answers are worth 10 points apiece. No deduction for incorrect answers. Are you ready? Teams, players? All right, we'll get started. Here comes your first question. What molecule, which is phosphorylated by the enzyme hexazine to form G6P, is broken down into 2 molecules of pyruvate during glycolysis? Next question. What man who starred in the documentary An Inconvenient Truth lost a presidential election by 5 electoral votes in 2000 to George W. Bush? All right, next question. What tributary of the River Severn flows through the city of Stratford, the home of William Shakespeare? What playwright wrote of a death by silver bullet in The Emperor Jones and depicted the dysfunctional Tyrone family in A Long Day's Journey into Night? Next question. The 1990 CERT Declaration established what organization of 55 countries whose headquarters is in Addis Ababa?
NATO?
That is incorrect. Next question for both teams. In 1957, what object with a name meaning fellow traveler was launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome, becoming the first artificial satellite? You get in? Next question. What acid forms when CO2 reacts with water, drives ocean acidification, and explains the fizziness of sodas? Now get to the end of the round, not a chance to answer that. Let's go back over questions missed in that first round. The acid formed when dissolved, we were looking for carbonic acid. The molecule that is phosphorylated is glucose or dextrose. The man who starred in the documentary An Inconvenient Truth, we were looking at former Vice President Al Gore. The tributary of the River Severn, we were looking for the River Avon. And the playwright who wrote of the death by a silver bullet, Eugene Gladstone O'Neill. The 1990 CERT Declaration established the organization of 55 countries known as the African Union. And the object with the name fellow traveler, we were looking for the satellite name of Sputnik. Well, before we start our next round, let's learn a little bit more about our students competing today. First up, it's the team from Coleman.
I'm Jackson Lewis. I come from Coleman High School, and I'm part of drama, cross country, and yeah.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm come from Coleman High School, and I'm on the Quiz Bowl team.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. I'm a senior at Coleman High School. I am in FFA, music, and drama club.
Hi, my name is Amelia, and I'm from Coleman High School, and I'm in Quiz Bowl.
Thank you, Coleman. Now let's meet the students from Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm a junior at Sacred Heart Academy, and I do Quiz Bowl.
Hi, my name is Noah. I'm a junior at Sacred Heart Academy, and I do cross country and science Olympiad.
I'm Catherine. I'm a sophomore at Sacred Heart, and I'm on the volleyball team.
I'm Ben. I'm a junior at Sacred Heart Academy, and I play basketball and golf.
Thanks to all of our students for being here today. The next round on Quiz Central is the kickoff round, a round that includes a combination of toss-up and bonus questions. The team that correctly answers the toss-up will get the opportunity to answer a single bonus question. No stealing on the bonuses. After a bonus question, we'll go back to a toss-up for both teams. Again, players will receive a 1-second penalty if they ring in before a toss-up question has been read completely. If our players and buzzers are all set, here comes your first question. What party leader, whom Jordan Bardella succeeded, was convicted of embezzlement in 2025 and was a 2022 far-right candidate for the office of President of France? The next question, what Chinese city, whose name means southern capital, was the site of a 1937 massacre committed by Japanese troops?
Nanking.
That is correct. And bonus question for Sacred Heart. What country, whose port of Constanta lies in the Black Sea coastline, is home to the region of Transylvania and has as its capital at Bucharest?
Romania.
I think so.
Romania.
And that's correct on the bonus. Back to a toss-up now for both teams. Unmyelinated axons and neuron cells bodies are found in what colorfully named neural tissue that contrasts with white matter?
Gray matter.
That is correct. A bonus now for Sacred Heart. What materials such as quantum dots are contrasted with bulk materials and are named after their size on the order of 10 to the negative 9 meters in diameter?
Planck's constant.
Sure.
Planck's constant.
Incorrect on that. We go back to a bonus, or excuse me, the toss-up for both teams. In Romeo and Juliet, Romeo begins the play lovesick for what woman who is never seen on stage?
Rosalind.
That is correct. Bonus now for Coleman. What university, which was led from 1902 to 1910 by Woodrow Wilson, was attended by F. Scott Fitzgerald and is an Ivy League school in New Jersey?
It's Yale.
Incorrect there on the bonus. Back to a toss-up for both teams. What first American woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize co-founded the Hull House settlement in Chicago in 1889?
Jane Goodall.
Incorrect on that toss-up. We go back to both teams. Up. Sorry, my error. Coleman, do you have a guess for the steal?
It's Sarah something.
Okay, now the next question. In what present-day country did German forces create the Salo Republic when its Grand Council of Fascism capitulated after the invasion of Sicily?
Italy.
Correct on the toss-up. Now the bonus. In 2024, the U.S. Geological Survey adopted the Cherokee name Kewaunee for Clingman's Dome, the tallest mountain in what landlocked state?
Colorado, maybe?
Colorado.
Incorrect there on the bonus, but toss-up now for both. What novelist wrote about the isolated Edgin Heath in The Return of the Native and depicted the pure wife of Angel Clare in Tess der Bervilles? Next question, a toss-up for both. Kitty Genevieve's murder is often erroneously cited as an example of what effect whereby individuals are less likely to help when others are present? And the end of the round there, we will go back over the questions that were missed by both teams. When it comes to Kitty Genevieve's, the bystander effect. The party leader whom Jordan Bardella succeeded, we are looking for Marie Le Pen. The materials such as quantum dots, the answer we were looking for was nanoparticles or nanomaterials. The university led from 1902 to 1910 by Woodrow Wilson, that is Princeton University. And the first woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize, Jane Addams. And the U.S. Geological Survey adopted the Cherokee name. The state we were looking for, that landlocked state, was Tennessee. And the novelist who wrote about the Eggan Heath and the return of the native, the author Thomas Hardy. And Sacred Heart leads 40-10 with the Perfect 10 coming up next. In the Perfect 10, teams will have 60 seconds to answer questions from a choice of clues to 3 categories. The opposing team will have 30 seconds to answer any unasked, incorrect, or skipped questions. You can consult throughout this entire round. We'll take the answers from the team captain. The team that's trailing gets the first choice to pick a clue to a category. Coleman, we come to you first for your choice of one of these 3 categories today. Octagonal answers, B sharp, or what day is it? Octagonal answers, B sharp, or what day is it?
Should we do sharp or should we do the... Which one do you think? Okay. Oh. Octagonal answers.
Octagonal answers is your choice. 8 in science is the clue. Answer the following about the number 8 in science. Again, for octagonal answers, 8 in science. Answer the following about the number 8 in science. We have 60 seconds on the clock for Coleman to start your Perfect 10 with this. Power of 2 that equals 8.
A power 3?
Planet whose demotion left the solar system with 8.
Pluto?
Unit equal to 8 bits.
Pass.
8 carbon compound that names a gasoline rating system.
Pass.
Element with the atomic number 8.
Just go with oxygen. Oxygen?
Sequence that begins 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. And we don't have time to grab an answer on that question. Sacred Heart will come to you, as you know, then a chance to grab as many of those that were missed or that we did not get to in that round. Again, the category is octagonal answers, 8 in science. Answer the following about the number 8 in science. And your part of this Perfect 10 begins with this. Unit equal to 8 bytes.
Do you know? Pass.
8 carbon compound that names a gasoline rating system.
Octane.
Octane.
Sequence that begins 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8.
Fibonacci sequence.
Fibonacci sequence.
Religion that inspired the 8-fold way for classifying particles. Oh, sorry, we didn't get all of that question in. Let's go back over the questions missed in that round. The unit equal to 8 bytes, or 8 bits is a byte, B-Y-T-E. The religion that inspired the 8-fold way for classifying particles, we were looking for Buddhism. And ones we did not get to, we'll leave those for another time. All right. Now we are coming over to you, Sacred Heart, and you have the 60-second part of this Perfect 10 round. And your choice then of these 2 categories, B sharp or what day is it?
What day is it?
Sure. Yeah.
What day is it?
What day is it is your choice, and we are looking for this clue: annual observances. Name these occasions and holidays observed in the U.S. Again, the clue: annual observances. Name these occasions and holidays observed in the U.S. Your Perfect 10 round begins now. First Monday in September.
Labor Day.
Tuesday after the first Monday in November.
Thanks.
Oh, no, never mind.
What?
Just say whatever.
Thanksgiving.
Holiday once called Armistice Day, observed on November 11th.
Veterans Day, right?
What?
Veterans?
Veterans Day.
Third Monday in February.
Valentine's.
Valentine's.
Holiday honoring a birthday celebrated on the third Monday of January.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King.
Observance that has supplanted Columbus Day in many states.
Is it
Oh, it's
like Native American Peoples Day or something? Indigenous people.
Indigenous Peoples Day.
A June 14th holiday dedicated to a national symbol.
19th, right?
What?
Juneteenth?
I think so.
Juneteenth.
It's the 19th.
April 22nd. Oh, end of the round, we didn't get a chance for that. So Coleman, we will head over to you. And as you know, then you have 30 seconds to pick up any that were missed or ones that we did not get to. As many of those as you can grab in the 30 seconds. And we start with this. The Tuesday after the first Monday in November.
President's Day?
The third Monday in February.
Fat Tuesday? Oh my God,
The
Monday.
June 14th
so
holiday
stupid.
dedicated to a national symbol.
Pass.
April 22nd.
Birthday.
The newest federal holiday recognized in 2021. In the category then of annual observances, the ones that we are looking for, the third Monday in February, that is where we celebrate President's Day, formerly just Washington's birthday. The June 14th holiday dedicated to the symbol is Flag Day. And the newest federal holiday recognized in 2021 is Juneteenth, or the Juneteenth National Independence Day. And after 3 rounds, Mount Pleasant's Sacred Heart leads 100-50. As we enter the home stretch round, I'll ask again a combination of toss-up and bonus questions. The team that correctly answers the toss-up will get the opportunity to answer a single bonus question. There's no stealing on the bonuses. After a bonus question, we'll go back to a toss-up for both teams. Players will receive a 1-second penalty if they ring in before a toss-up question has been read completely. Buzzer's ready. Here comes your first question. What modern country is where the 1816 eruption of Mount Tambora, a year without a summer, and an 1883 eruption destroyed the island of Krakatoa?
Indonesia.
That is correct. The bonus question now. What ninth Mansa of the Mali Empire gave away a large amount of gold during a 1324 Hajj?
Mansa Musa.
Correct on the bonus. Back to a toss-up for both. What Nintendo game series, whose first entry ends with a race out of the planet Zebes, features the enemy alien Ridley and the heroine Samus Aran?
Metroid.
Correct there. And a bonus, what port city, which was laid out according to the Oglethorpe plan, is the oldest city in Georgia? Do you have a guess?
No.
All right. Now to a toss-up again for both. About half of human blood is made up of what liquid component, which contains no cells but does have proteins like albumin?
Plasma.
Plasma is correct. Now to the bonus there. What river whose bend forms the Ordos Loop receives sedimentation from the Les Plateau in China's second longest river and has a colorful name?
Yellow River.
Correct on the bonus there. Toss-up for both. In the card game blackjack, what is the point value of a blackjack consisting of an ace and a face card?
21.
That is correct. And a bonus for Sacred Heart. What jurist whom ProPublica accused of accepting luxury gifts from Republican donor Harlan Crow is the most recent senior justice on the Supreme Court?
I can't think of his name. I can see his face.
John Smith.
All right, back to a toss-up then for both teams. What picture book by Maurice Sendak describes a boy named Max who sails in and out of weeks to reach a land where he is crowned king?
Where the Wild Things Are.
Correct. And the bonus question to Coleman now. What law, whose enforcement was limited in the E.C. Knight case, was amended to exempt labor unions by the Clayton Act and was an 1890 antitrust law? Our guess? We'll go back to a toss-up now for both teams. In 1912, Theodore Roosevelt ran for president on the ticket of what reformist third party, which was nicknamed for a large wild animal?
The Bull Moose Party.
Correct on that toss-up. Bonus now. What substances whose Lindlar type contains poisoned palladium increase reaction rate by decreasing activation energy without being consumed?
No answer.
Okay. And back to a toss-up for both teams. Both methane and the sulfate ion have what molecular geometry that has bond angles of approximately 109.5 degrees? And the bell signals the end of the round. Let's go back over the ones that were missed by both schools. Methane and sulfate, the one we just had, we were looking for tetrahedral molecular geometry, or tetrahedron would have been acceptable too. The port city laid out according to the Oglethorpe Plan, Savannah, Georgia. The jurist whom ProPublica accused of accepting the gifts, the senior justice, is Clarence Thomas. The law whose enforcement was limited in the E.C. Knight case, the Sherman Antitrust Act. And the substances whose Lindlar type contains the poison palladium, we are looking for catalysts. And after 4 rounds so far today, Mount Pleasant Sacred Heart holds a 170-60 lead as we enter the final countdown. Here, teams will have 2 minutes to answer as many toss-up questions as they can. If a team answers incorrectly, the opposing school has the opportunity to answer the question. Teams may not consult during this round. Players do receive that 1-second penalty if they ring in before the toss-up has been read completely, and will indicate that with an orange light above their name. Ready, players? Here comes your first question. What author, who stated that her love is such that the rivers cannot quench in the poem To My Dear and Loving Husband, wrote in 17th century New England? The next question, what American novelist depicted a stamp auction in his novel The Crying of Lot 49? Another toss-up, what empire whose rulers included Jahangir and Humayun was founded by Babur and won the first battle of Panipat over Delhi Sultanate? Coleman.
Ottoman.
Incorrect there. Toss-up for both. Sorry, Sacred Heart, you get the chance for the steal.
The British East Indian Company.
Also incorrect. Now to the toss-up again for both. What Roman general was a member of the first triumvirate, once known as a teenage butcher, but later called the Great?
Alexander.
Incorrect. Sacred Heart with a guess?
Pompeii.
That is correct. For both teams, what country in which the Magdalena River empties into the Caribbean Sea at Barranquilla is west of Venezuela and has as its capital at Bogota?
Colombia.
Correct. What type of artwork used to depict a river during the Qingming Festival consists of a long, narrow sheet of paper or silk that can be rolled up? Next question. A maid is told to end of the round. We'll go over the questions that were missed. The question we were just getting into, the maid told to hide the Christmas tree. We were looking at the Henrik Ibsen play, A Doll's House. The author who stated, "Love is such that rivers cannot quench," Anne Bradstreet. The American novelist depicted the stamp auction in the novel Crying of Lot 49. We were looking for Thomas Pynchon. The empire whose rulers were founded by Babar, we were looking for the Mongol Empire. And the type of artwork used to depict a river during the Qingming Festival, we were looking for hand scrolls. And we close out our game with the close of those answers caught up. And our final score today, Sacred Heart 190, Coleman 60. A nice round of applause for both of our teams competing today. Coleman, thanks very much for playing with us here on Quiz Central. Good job by everyone. Sacred Heart, congratulations on winning the game for today. We will see you back in a future round of Quiz Central, and we hope we will see all of you as well the next time we offer up some questions to some smart young people. It's Quiz Central here on WCMU. I'm David Nicholas. For all of us here, have a good night.